Got him right there. We are out here today in Grunkle B's alleged sled.
Yes, you never thought you'd see it.
Never thought we'd see it.
Here it is. It hasn't sunk yet.
This mythical boat that existed for years only in Brian's head. Now it's a real boat. I'll give you some pictures of it later on, but we're on Rife Lake today. Beautiful day. It's May. What is the date today?
8th, I think.
8th? No, 9th or 10th or something like that. But anyway, the water level is extremely low. Extremely. They just opened up access to the boat ramp about a week ago, they said.
Rife Park. We drove all the way to Titanapalm, and it was bottom of the boat ramp was about 470 yards from the nearest drop. Maybe not that far.
Yeah, even at Mossy Rock, it was a long, long ways down to the ramp. However, as we were putting out, another grandpa and his granddaughter were taking their boat out of the water and gave us a lowdown on what's going on. And we're catching these big triploids today. Well, I say big, but these things are nice. They're 14, 15 inches and fat as pigs.
Tell them what the secret sauce was.
Yeah, here's the funny part. We got out here and Brian and I tied on our gear. He had a little bit less weight than me and was going further behind the boat. Brian caught the first 3 fish. Man, I hadn't had well, I did have one bite. It missed. So I reeled up my gear, put a little bend in my flasher, and started dropping back a little deeper. And plus, I started putting the shrimp on. We started out with just corn. And since that time, I have caught the last 6 in a row.
3 in a row because you said.
Oh, yeah.
Sunscreen.
I didn't even have a fish in the boat.
Doesn't work for me.
And I said, well, watch this, Brian. I mean, it's really sunny out here today, and I don't have much sunscreen, or don't have much suntan on a lot of my body. So I said, watch this, Brian. I put some sunscreen on. I bet I'll get a bite. Sure enough, I had my hands all lathered up with sunscreen, and started lathering up my legs. My rod just buckled over, and one of these triploids grabbed it, and it was back there jumping.
Yep.
Didn't want to touch my rod with that sunscreen on it, but eventually I had to, and I was worried about that would kind of mess up the fishing. But
he actually let me hold his rod.
So
something I wouldn't normally do.
A little while later, it got slow. I thought, well, now I can finally get sunscreen on my face. So I squirted a big blast of sunscreen on my hands to cover my face and neck and ears. As soon as I did that, again, bang, my rod goes off. Another one of them big triploids. So handed Brian the rod while I washed the sunscreen off my hands and landed that fish. And then again, we trolled for a few minutes without a bite, and I said, watch this, Brian. And I looked at my rod, and I said...
We're both looking at his rod.
We both looked at his rod and watched this, Brian. I said, sunscreen. Immediately, that rod doubled down. Another one was on.
We were both in disbelief. Total disbelief.
So grab that fish out of the bucket there, Brian, and show the show the folks what we're catching.
There ain't any fish
there's
in
none in the bucket. Oh, that's right. We got 9 in the...
Here, I'll get it.
9 in the live well.
I'll hold one up.
Yeah.
This is the big one. Well, they're all about the same size. But I mean, there's a respectable fish. Yeah. I'm holding it, and it's not so respectable.
They're all 14, 15 inches, and so they've been eating really well. So hopefully be some good eating fish right there.
Yeah.
But they're fun. They fight really well. Hopefully they're just as good to eat as they look. I got it. Okay, so Brian and I got our limits on these. We think they're triploids. They look like triploids, but show you how we got them. You know, the last few times I've been out here, we've used downriggers dropping down to 60 or 70 feet. But by good fortune, when we lost our boat, old bugger about my age had his granddaughter out with him, and they were coming in with some really nice looking fish, and they kind of cued us in on what was working for them.
Can't see
So
it.
they're using similar gear to what we got here, but what worked for me is I got about a 1/2 ounce inline sinker like that. Then I got this, I don't know what that's, a sling blade or what kind of flasher what brand it is, but anyway, it looks like that. Got an eye on it, whatever. It wasn't working worth a damn, and Brian had caught 3 fish, so I bent this thing, and I started catching fish like crazy. So the bend in there, you want to hold it over the side of the boat at trolling speed and make sure it's doing the wobble. Otherwise, well, for me, it wasn't getting anything. The terminal end, I got one of these Max lures, a smiley blade with a pink squid, a couple glow beads on there, and a couple hooks, say like, what are those, number 4s or something thereabouts. Good size hooks and fairly heavy leader, because a couple of these fish were pulling drag on me today. So, can you zoom in on that? You got a good zoom on that sucker?
I think so. Pretty good.
Okay. And so the guys that told us how they were catching them said the fish are literally on the surface. So I was dropping back like 30 poles. So I don't know how deep this 1/2 ounce sinker was getting my gear, but it was about right. And then in addition to that little pink squid there, I was putting on, we had some corn. We soaked it in bloody tuna oil on one hook. On the other hook, I was putting a little piece of cocktail shrimp on there. Now the guys that told us how to catch them, they were using worms. They forgot their corn. They didn't have any shrimp, but they had some worms they dug out of the garden, and they were catching them on worms. So I don't know how much difference it makes, honestly, what kind of bait. But these if these are triploids like we believe they are, I mean, they just got the feed bag on all the time and looking for something to eat. So maybe they're not that fussy, or maybe we just got here on a good day or whatever. But a really nice quality fish, and we had a blast catching them.
I think they like the sunscreen.
Oh yeah, and the sunscreen thing. If you're not catching any fish, start lathering on some sunscreen. That's
Scum screen.
some scum screen. A few more beers and I'll be able to say that properly. But anyway, that's what we were doing, so I hope it works. It works for anybody that's dumb enough to watch one of my stupid videos in the first place. But thanks for watching, guys. For those of you that are familiar with the Rife Lake in Mossy Rock Park, this is the view up the boat ramp. And the water starts way down there. There we got Brian's new jet sled. Until today, there had been no fish caught on his boat. So Uncle Don comes down here, Brother Don. Brian's my brother, I'm his brother, close as it gets. We go out there and score a limit of those nice big triploids. So great day in the water. Look forward to some good eating on them trout. So again, for those of you who are familiar with this lake, that is a swimming area right there. The log booms mark the lower end of the swimming area.